Schools expect respect for your class.
The yearly football matchup between Ann Arbor Pioneer and Ann Arbor Huron is known as the Ted Heisel Bowl. This prize is named for the former school board president and local radio personality. Ann Arbor High School split into Pioneer and Huron in 1967, and the two schools began playing football against each other in 1970. Pioneers up 31-10 in the series, having won the last 8 meetings. Ted was greatly involved in civic activities, serving on numerous commissions, committees, and boards, including serving as president of the Ann Arbor Public School Board of Education during the turbulent early 1970s. One of Ted's lasting legacies from his Board of Education days was that he insisted that Pioneer and Huron compete on the athletic field, an idea that was controversial at the time. In his honor, the annual Pioneer-Huron football game was renamed the Ted Heisel Bowl. In 1968, for 6 turbulent years, Ted sat on the Ann Arbor School Board. It is here that he made his biggest impact on Pioneer High School. Among his many accomplishments as school board member, Ted fought hard for the 2 local high schools to play against each other in football. The healthy rivalry between Pioneer and Huron was born. Each year, the Heisel Bowl trophy is awarded to the winning team after the football game. And as you've seen the kickoff, I'm Matt Liston alongside Pete Poirier, and we will be bringing you the rest of this crosstown rivalry here on City TV Sports. Pete, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Matt. Thank you very much. And a surprise from Huron at the opening kickoff. They tried the onside kick. Pioneer recovered at their own 47-yard line. And on first down, a run up the middle, good for about 4 yards into Huron territory, just over the midfield line. We're going to call that 2nd and 7.
Stop for Huron with friends. 2nd down and 6.
And 2nd down to run off tackle down the sideline. And out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Call it the 25.
Have a 1st down. Flag on the play.
Drake Johnson on the rush for Pioneer. There's a flag down, though.
Stop for Huron. Personal foul on Pioneer.
Personal foul on Pioneer is the call. There'll be a spot foul from the 33. Mark that back 15 yards to the Huron 48-yard line.
From the end of the play. Remains 2nd down.
It'll be 2nd and about 5 for the Pioneers.
Ball in Huron territory on the 48-yard line.
Under center for the Pioneers, Aiden York. He gets the ball. Pitch sweep to Johnson. Johnson off tackle. Gets the corner. And a little stiff arm, and he's marked down at the 40-yard line. That'll be good for a Pioneer 1st down.
1st down for Pioneer. Ball's on the Huron 39-yard line.
Offset eye for Pioneer. There's the snap. Hand up to Johnson. Up the middle. He goes off tackle again into the secondary. And he'll be brought down inside the 25-yard line.
The ball carrier.
Mark him down at the 24. Good for another Pioneer 1st down. Quickly, Pioneer gets a snap. Johnson up the middle once again. And he's got another big gain.
Drake Johnson carries.
They mark down just inside the 15.
Charles Carter makes
I'll make it
stop.
2nd and 1.
Correction, Charles Carter.
There's the snap and the quick hitter up the middle. Right up the middle for Pioneer. It'll be touchdown, Pioneer.
Touchdown, Pioneer.
Ethan
Pioneer,
Spencer
touchdown.
with the quick hitter up the middle. And Pioneer gets on the board.
Great play call there by Pioneer to hand off to the tight end. You don't see that one happen a whole lot. Pioneer takes the early lead with 10:08 remaining in the first quarter.
Now Pioneer will set up for the extra points. Eric Christensen with the kick. It's up and good. That'll make it Pioneer 7-0 over Huron. So just like that, Pioneer marches down the field getting a heavy dose of Drake Johnson. Top it off by Ethan Spencer's touchdown. And the onside kick attempted by the River Rats backfires, giving the Pioneers a short field.
Yeah, Drake Johnson, senior, 6'1", 215. And it's going to be tough bringing him down tonight by the River Rats.
There's a look at Spencer getting into the end zone on that quick hitter right up the middle. And they kind of lulled Huron into a little bit of sleep, having to key on Johnson so much. They were not prepared for that quick hitter.
Well, you think when you bring a tight end into the backfield that he's just going to be a lead blocker, and then suddenly to hand off to him, you just don't see that one coming. And this will be Pioneer kicking off from the 40.
Paris Jacobs back deep for the River Rats.
Christensen to kick off for Pioneer. Paris Jacobs deep for the River Rats.
Kick is on its way, right down the middle of the field. Jacobs will take it at his own 5, head straight up the middle. And brought down at the 24-yard line.
Paris Jacobs returns the kickoff.
Forward progress gets him just about to the 25.
Parrish Thomas.
Be Alex Hassan under center for Huron. He'll be in the shotgun formation. Jacobs in motion. Fake the handoff. Nope. Hand it off to Paris Jacobs. And he's going to get a very small gain. He's going to lose about a half a yard.
Parrish Thomas, the ball carrier. Hillier makes the stop for the Pioneers. It's 2nd and 11. Ball on the River Rats' own 24-yard line.
So Hassan in the shotgun once again. He gets the snap. Hands it off, straight up the middle. Off tackle.
That's Javid Love with the run to the right.
He's going to be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Going to be 3rd and long for the River Rats. Well, a 3rd and about 7. Hassan in the gun once again.
The Rats with 3 men split to the right.
There's the snap. Quick drop and a catch. Kendall Thomas with the catch for Huron. Going to be short of the first down marker. Mark him down at the 32-yard line.
Thomas. Tommy Cornies makes the stop for Ann Arbor Pioneer.
Going to make it 4th and 2. Hassan in the shotgun once again. Much deeper this time. Looks like he's going to drop back to punt. And he kicks it away, high up in the air. It'll come down at about the 36-yard line, and tackled right there at the 37 is Drake Johnson. Good punt coverage by Huron. Be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at their own 37-yard line.
Pioneer gets the ball 1st and 10. They'll start from their own 37-yard line. 7:46 remaining in the first quarter.
No, Pioneers break the huddle. York under center. Takes the snap. It'll be a handoff. Up the middle. Excellent game by Pioneer, and he breaks into the 3. Marquise Thomas.
Marquise Thomas, the ball carrier.
So that's going to be a horse collar penalty on the River Rats. Should add another 15 to that run.
Personal foul for a horse collar tackle.
There's a look at that horse collar tackle. Thomas gaining 33 yards on that rush. Tack on another 15. The 1st and 10 Pioneer at the Huron 19-yard line. Johnson back deep in the backfield. He gets the toss. Going wide left. Getting to the edge. And good into the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneer. Drake Thomas, 19-yard rush into the end zone, and Pioneer up 13-0. Extra point on tap for the Pioneers. There's a snap, the hold, and the kick is on the way, and it is good.
Extra point good there for Eric Christensen, 5'10 junior. All right, here's a replay of that. So once again, Drake Johnson, this time going off the left side. Around the end, he was able to turn that corner. It's big, and that kid is fast. Right now, Pioneer leads 14-0.
Pizza, Quality 16 Movie House Popcorn, hot dogs and other goodies.
Now, so far, it's been all Pioneer here in the first quarter. They will get ready to kick it off once again to Huron, see if Huron can respond. Get some points on the scoreboard here in the first quarter.
And this is to be expected. I mean, Pioneers, as it comes in with a 5-2 record, 4-0 in the division. Huron having a rough season, 1-6, currently 1-4 in their division. So that's about what you would expect from the scouting report.
And, of course, with a win tonight, Pioneer will qualify for the state playoffs, so I'm sure that's important to them as well. Not to mention the rivalry between these two teams. So we're all set for the kickoff. And the ball is underway. It's a squibber down the middle. Bounced off one Huron player, picked up.
Daniel Hugon returns
So he'll be
the
dropped at the
kickoff for
13-yard line.
River Rats.
That was Hugon on the return for Huron. I mean, 1st and 10 River Rats from their own 13-yard line.
Huron will spread out 1st and 10 on their own 14-yard line. 7:15.
And that's not the return that they wanted. Deep in their own territory. It's going to be a tall task driving the length of the field. Hassan in the gun. Man in motion, he gets a snap. Handoff up the middle. That's going to go to that's Javid Love up the middle, and we have a flag on the play.
Dan Eder makes the tackle for the Pioneers.
A good gain for Love on 1st down. Got about 6 yards. And the personal foul on Pioneer is going to tack on another 15. It's going to bring it all the way out to the 35-yard line.
Personal foul on the Pioneers gives Huron a 1st down. They're on their own 35-yard line.
Definitely don't want to see that as a Pioneer. You shut them down 3 and out in the first series. The last thing you want to do is give them free yards.
So Hassan in the shotgun once again. He gets a snap. He hands it off up the middle. And another good gain for Huron.
Parrish Thomas, the ball carrier.
Parrish Thomas on the carry for Huron. And that's good for 10 yards and another Huron 1st down.
Great job by Hassan to fake the keeper. Actually drew a defender who brought him down. So if you can keep doing that, eventually you will keep that ball, and you're going to scoot away once or twice.
There's a snap. Hassan will keep it, going off the left side. And brought down at about the 48-yard line. Good for a gain of about 3 yards.
Alex Hassan keeps and carries. And Hilliard makes the tackle. And Dan Eder for the Pioneers. 2nd and 7.
Oh, Huron doing a good job getting out of the hole in deep in its own territory, almost to midfield now. I'll see if they can build on that success in this drive and continue on down the field into Pioneer territory. And in motion, there's a snap. Handoff right up the middle. And it's Thomas breaking tackles into Pioneer territory. Down to the Pioneer 43-yard line, and that's good for another Huron 1st down.
Incredible balance by Thomas to stay up. Got the River Rats another 1st down.
Good job by Thomas breaking 2-3 tackles and getting a really good gain for Huron. Three wide, split out right. There's a snap and a handoff once again to Thomas. It'll be a short gain for Parrish Thomas. Gain of about 2 yards to the 41. I'll call it the 42.
Thomas carries. Justin Pendleton in on the tackle.
Second and 8 for the River Rats from the Pioneer 42.
There's the snap. Handoff straight up the middle to Thomas once again. And he gets to about the 40. Give him another couple of yards on the play. And set up third and about 6 yards.
Initial hit for Pioneer was Justin Jones.
Parrish Thomas, the ball carrier. Justin Jones in on the stop along with Maurice Young.
Four wide receiver formation for Huron. There's a snap. Hassan is going to throw it down the field. And it's caught. And he got a foot down. All the way down to the Pioneer 16-yard line.
That one was hauled in by Demetrius Sims.
Nice catch by Sims. Nice throw by Hassan. And Huron makes its way into the red zone.
All right, and here's that great catch by Sims. Great throw by Hassan.
Yeah, right over the Pioneer defender.
Just got that toe in there.
And Huron is set. There's the snap. Hand off to Thomas. And he's going to try and bounce it to the left. Escapes one would-be tackler. Inside the 5-yard line, all the way down to the 2.
That's a little Barry Sanders-esque right there. Got hit at the line.
Yeah, he went right, and there was nothing there, and he bounced it all the way to the left. Got to the corner and all the way down to the 2-yard line.
And then he did a great job of switching the ball to his left hand in case he fumbled, that it would go out of bounds. So just a great play. So now Huron, after giving up 2 quick scores, knocking on the door.
And there's a handoff to Thomas once again over the right side. And into the end zone for a Huron touchdown. Oh, nice job by the River Rats responding to the Pioneers' 2 scores, getting one of their own and making it 14-6 with the extra point on tap. Ryan Embry, the kicker for Huron. And the ball is down, the kick is up, and it's through the uprights and good. That cuts Pioneers' lead in half to 14-7. Here's a look at the replay. There's Thomas. Once again breaking tackles and getting it just to the goal line. Breaking the plane and getting Huron's score.
So another second effort by Thomas. Gets the River Rats on the board and cuts his deficit in half.
Now, what was important about that drive, Matt, was that Huron possessed the ball, mostly running plays and using up the clock and keeping the ball of that Pioneer offense.
Well, that and it gives their defense time to rest. I mean, after one quick touchdown, River Rats went 3 and out. Doesn't give the defense much chance for a breather. So now after hopefully getting another win, maybe able to stop this Pioneer offense.
Now Pioneer looking like it's expecting the onside kick once again. Now they'll spread out at the midfield line as Huron does the same. And the ball is, once again, it's another onside kick, but recovered by Pioneer. They'll get it at their own 44-yard line. Recovered by Maurice Young for the Pioneers.
Pioneer will start on their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10, 2:36 remaining in the first quarter.
Pioneer will set up once again in great field position. There's a snap and a handoff to Johnson. He'll cut it back in the middle, and he's in the open field once again, down to the 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Oh, 33-yard gainer for Pioneer and Drake Johnson.
Drake Johnson makes the run. Union on the tackle.
Oh, York under center. He gets the snap. Handoff to Johnson once again. And Johnson breaks free again into the secondary.
Flag
all the
on
way down
field.
to the 10-yard line. A flag on the play. It's in the backfield. Might have holding. I'll have to check with the referees.
Flag on the play. Holding on Huron.
That's a defensive holding call. We're going to tack on another 5 yards. Be 1st and goal for the Pioneers. And referees have the ball set. And he winds the clock. York under center. Handoff to Johnson once again. Leaps over the line. And he's going to be brought down short of the goal line.
Drake Johnson takes the handoff from 8.
Mark him down at about the 3-yard line. Give him a gain of 2 yards on the play.
David Leaf Lightfold on the tackle for the River Rats.
Well, just like that, Pioneer knocking on the door once again. There's a snap. Handoff, hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss.
Drake Johnson carries again. Ramaya Adams makes
Once again, number 82
the
on the
6-yard
tackle.
line. No, pardon me, that's the 1. He was brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Pioneers got a man split out way left.
There's a quarterback sneak. And into the end zone goes York. And Pioneers are on the board once again. It'll be a touchdown for Pioneer. On 3rd and goal from the 1, Pioneer just said, we're just going to push it right in the end zone behind the offensive line, and York took the snap and pushed it right in the end zone for Pioneer's 3rd touchdown. Oh, extra point on tap once again for Pioneer. Ball is down, kick is up, on the way, and through the uprights. And Pioneer leads Huron 21-7.
Pioneer 21, Huron 7.
All right, here's another look at that York TD. Just took the snap and pretty much got in there untouched.
Yeah, the hole
for
kind of
a
opened up right in front of him.
21-7 lead. But on the play before that, I think you saw the only way you're basically going to be able to stop Johnson is that you got to get him in the backfield and before he gets ahead of steam going, because when he starts moving, it's tough to bring him down. I don't know if they have to bring up more guys in the box and just sell out and force Pioneer to pass, but once he gets going, it's going to be tough to bring him down. So just under 50 seconds here in the first quarter. Pioneer leads Huron 21-7.
Pioneer approaches the ball, and it's down the field. Another low kick. That's going to go through the end zone for a touchback. Huron will get it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
We'll have it there, 1st and 10.
Well, the River Rat offense takes the field. Setting up in their familiar 4 wide receiver set with Hassan in the shotgun and Thomas behind him in the backfield.
It's Kendall Thomas in motion.
Hand off to Thomas right up the middle. And he's going to have a short gain of just about a yard. Call it 2nd and 9 for Huron.
Parrish Thomas, the ball carrier. Maurice Young makes the stop with friends for Pioneer.
Ten seconds remaining in the quarter.
Huron will call a timeout. Under 10 seconds left in the first quarter.
Timeout, Huron.
Oh, Huron back out on the field. Pioneer following suit. This will be the last play of the first quarter. Man in motion once again for Huron. There's the snap. Hassan will drop back to pass. And the long out pass does not connect to Demetrius Sims. 3 seconds left, so we'll have another play in the first quarter.
For Demetrius Sims.
It'll be 3rd and long for Huron. Oh, Huron set. There's a snap. And handoff to Thomas over the left side. Can't quite get the edge. Going to be brought down short of the first down marker. That's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Pioneer scoring 3 times. Huron once here in the first quarter. And after 1 quarter of play, it's Pioneer 21 and Huron 7.
End of the quarter. Pioneer 21. Huron 7. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the north end zone near the new athletic building. where we are excited to recognize distinguished Ann Arbor High School football alumni. Ann Arbor High and now Ann Arbor Pioneer High have won a total of 9 football state championships. The alumni players and coaches assembled in the north end zone are from the following.
So here's a scoring recap of the first quarter. First it was Pioneers tight end Ethan Spencer. He took a handoff for a few yards and put Pioneer up 7-0. And then after 3 and out from Huron, Drake Johnson went left off tackle and put Pioneer up 14-0. Then Huron, showing some life, marched down the field from their own 13 and got on the board to cut it to 14-7. That was a lot of work from Parrish Thomas. And then the Pioneers, with a couple minutes left in the first quarter, a York rushing TD, a QB keeper, put Pioneer up 21-7.
And we are ready for the second quarter to get underway. The referee winds the clock. And we have a false start on Huron.
That was number 5, Dorian Williams. Certainly no way to start a quarter.
Well, 4th down, Huron's going for it.
4th and 8 for Huron after the penalty. Drake Johnson back to receive the expected.
Probably see Hassan with the punt once again. He drops back deep. And he boots it away. The ball is going to come out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. No, Pioneer will take over there at their own 33-yard line. And what do you think, Matt? You think Huron's going to see another healthy dose of Drake Johnson?
That is my
Might be a
guess.
pretty safe bet, huh?
They might have been near the front of the stadium. Please bring them to the press box. We appreciate it.
Oh, York under center. Spencer in motion. Handoff to Johnson. Bounces it outside. He loose once again down the left sideline. Over midfield. And out of bounds at the Huron 45-yard line. Give Johnson 22 yards on the pickup. Tight formation for Pioneer. One wide receiver split out wide right. There's the fake to Johnson. Long bomb. Down the sideline. And off the hands of Dylan Swanson. And Swanson is down. Looks like a hand or forearm injury, maybe an elbow. Ball delivered by York right on the money. And Swanson's going to head off the field.
Pretty chilly night. It's a little tough to catch the ball.
Over the shoulder. There's the snap and the pitch to Johnson. Goes right, cuts it back left into the center of the field. And he'll be brought down at the Huron 36-yard line.
Brings it down to near the Huron 35-yard line.
A gain of 8 on the play, make it about 3rd and 2.
Charles Carter makes a stop for the River Rats. Third and 1 for the Pioneers.
There's the snap and the quick hitter. Up the middle to Spencer. And it works again. Spencer still on his feet. Dragging tacklers all the way inside the 25-yard line down to the 24.
I'll tell you, on short yardage, if they line up like that again, you almost have to put a spotter on him.
Well, it seems like the two plays that Spencer ran up the middle and the one that York ran up the middle for the touchdown seemed like there was a real big lane right there, right in the middle of the Huron defense. All three times, all three of those carries. I'd expect Pioneer to kind of go back to that well again. And there we have a flag. And we're going to have a false start on Pioneer. That'll cost them 5 yards.
False start for Pioneer.
And 1st and 15 from the 29-yard line. One wide receiver split out way left. Spencer in motion. There's a pitch to Johnson left. Tries to cut it back. And he's going to be brought down at the 26-yard line. Gain of 3 for Johnson.
Adams, the key tackler for Huron.
That'll make it 2nd and 12 for the Pioneers. Oh, York takes a look at the sideline, goes under center, takes a snap. Another pitch to Johnson, wide left, getting to the edge. And he gets there, and he's going to be driven out of bounds inside the 10.
Drake Johnson run out of bounds by Blaze Stearns. It'll be 3rd and 3. Pioneers down to the Huron 18-yard line. 9:25 remaining.
Excuse me, inside the 20 down to the 18. Going to set up about a 3rd and 4 for Pioneer. Well, York gets a snap, hand off to Johnson right up the middle, and he's going to be met in the hole and brought down short of the first down marker.
Drake Johnson stopped by Parrish Thomas. Gain of a yard. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Brought down by Charles Carter.
Nice play there by Huron. That brings up 4th down. And the decision has been made by Coach Paul Test. It looks like Pioneer's going to go for it on 4th and 3. And we have another whistle. Looks like this is going to be a timeout call. A delay a game on Pioneer.
Delay a game penalty on Ann Arbor Pioneer.
That'll cost them 5 yards. Make it 4th and 8.
5-yard penalty makes it 4th and 7.
Pioneer will go for it. And another whistle. And Pioneer will call timeout.
Timeout, Pioneer.
Pioneer coaching staff wants to talk it over.
Fans, we remind you the Chuck Wagon concession stand is open. We've got pizza, hot dogs, movie theater, quality 16 movie theater popcorn, and other refreshments. Pioneer football recognizes Advantage Sports. Haiti Boulevard.
Well, man, I think Huron's going to have a hard time coming back in this game if Pioneer's going to continue to run the ball and draw clock. And they're having a hard time stopping Johnson. They've only really stopped him twice in this game so far. He's been coming up with some big gains for Pioneer.
Yeah, the Pioneer offense is built around getting an early lead and then just chewing up that clock, wearing down your opponent. Huron's going to have to start passing a lot more if they want to get back into this game.
Oh, timeout over. York under center. Play action pass. He's going to bootleg it out to the right. And a long pass, and it is intercepted by Huron.
Pass appears to be intercepted by Huron at the 1 yard line.
Looks like they're going to mark him out of bounds inside the 1 yard line. Good job by the Huron defense to stop the Pioneer scoring drive. It really puts the Huron offense in a deep hole, as they say, in the shadow of their own goalpost.
So here's that incredible pick.
Tipped. And grabbed by Blaze Stearns for Huron. It's an unusual name, Blaze. I have a brother named Blaze. It's French.
Interesting.
Blaise Pascal.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Huron operating out of their own end zone. There's a handoff.
It looks like we're going to see a safety.
And it is a safety. Ball carrier brought down in the end zone. They'll give Pioneer 2 points. And Huron will have to kick it from their own 20.
So after a huge momentum swing to Huron's side, Pioneer just got a lot of that back. While they didn't put 7 on the board, they just earned 2. So now a score you don't often see, 23-7.
After the Pioneer defense earns the safety and the 2 points, Huron will now kick off to Pioneer.
Oh, both teams back out on the field for the free kick by Huron.
So it's a free kick. You can either kick it off the tee or punt it.
I don't think Huron's going to onside it again, do you?
That would be pretty daring.
I say for their own sake, I hope not. They spread out wide. There's the kick, and it's squibbed down the field. And that'll head out of bounds.
It's going to go out of bounds
the 22.
For a penalty.
Fickler's kick goes out of bounds. the illegal procedure penalty.
Well, the ball's going to be spotted at the Huron 45-yard line. On the penalty, the out-of-bounds kick.
Huron 45-yard line.
Oh, Pioneer will take over in Huron territory. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. There's a snap and the handoff to Johnson up the middle. Spinning, carrying tacklers with him inside the 40-yard line. He's down at the 39-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play.
Johnson gets 6, 2nd and 4.
While that rush worked for a good 6-yard gain, it's probably not the best idea to spin in the middle of traffic. Eventually, you're going to take a shot to the back.
There's a snap right up the middle once again by Pioneer. That's Spencer on the carry for Pioneer. Gain of 5. That's going to be good for a 1st down.
Brought down by Ramaya Adams.
1st and 10 from the Huron 33-yard line.
Muhammad Awad makes a nice block on the play, enabling Johnson to move forward for a Pioneer 1st down. Ball now on the 33-yard line of Huron.
There's a set and the pitch to Johnson once again. He's going to throw it down the field, wide open, and it's just a little too far for Sam Harshberger. He was open, and Johnson put it out there.
It's interesting play calling by Pioneer. You've already got what is now a 16-point lead. The Huron can't stop your running. It's interesting they keep taking it to the air.
Especially on kind of a gadget play, a halfback option toss. There's a snap, and it's going to be a keep by York. York running to the left side. He's going to get down to the 30 and be run out of bounds there.
Knocked out of bounds. Charles Carter gets the force out.
All right, here's a replay of that halfback toss.
3rd and 7 ball on the Huron 30-yard line. 7:07 remaining in the 1st half.
And York gets a snap, handoff to Johnson over the right side. Into the secondary, avoids one man. Down the sideline, inside the 10, cuts it back. Heads for the goal line. And he stopped just short of the goal line, down inside the 3. I guess that's why they do the gadget play, Matt, because they feel like they can go back to the Johnson well anytime they want and get another 1st down, which is they did there.
Might as well tinker with your playbook, see what works and what doesn't.
Well, if they're in a commanding position, which they are right now, it could be possible that they're trying things they might want to try in the playoffs. Just to
sure. That's what I said. You got to
balance
tinker
a
with
little
the
bit.
Playbook and see what pans out.
I mean, I hate to put it that way, but because this game isn't even half over yet, but they could be thinking along those lines. Full house backfield to Johnson, up the middle, and he's going to be brought down just short of the goal line.
Near the goal line.
Inside the 1, it'll be 2nd and goal for Pioneer.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line.
There's a snap, and the give to Johnson once again.
Touchdown, Pioneer! Pioneer, touchdown! touchdown.
And it's a touchdown for Pioneer. Drake Johnson on the carry. And he goes in for his second score of the game, and that'll make it Pioneer 29 and Huron 7. Kind of a strange play, Matt. They gave the snap to Johnson, and it kind of looked like he got stopped, and then there was a whistle, and really no call from the both of the referees on the sidelines, and the touchdown call came from the referee in the Pioneer backfield.
Well, most running backs kind of blow through the line and get deep in the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point is up and good.
I think Johnson just felt like he needed to cross the goal line and stop. Either way, it's 6 points.
There's a look at it on the replay. There's Johnson, and he just breaks the play, and it just kind of stops his motion and gets the touchdown. But kind of a strange play. The referees on the sidelines did not make any signal. Oh, Pioneer up 23 points here.
5:53 left in the first half.
Now Pioneer will send it deep. Grabbed at the 1 yard line. And bounced out left over the 30, 40, over midfield and out of bounds just over midfield. Parrish Thomas with the return for Huron. And that gives Huron some great field position.
Just what the doctor ordered for the River Rats. After getting that, grabbing that momentum, they certainly lost it with that safety. So they definitely needed a spark such as that.
Pioneer 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
Now here on set, empty backfield. Pass to Thomas. And he'll get a short gain to the 46-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the play, set up 2nd and 7. Well, empty backfield once again for Huron. 4 wide receivers split right, 1 left. And the wide receiver screen this time to the right. And down to about the 40-yard line. Sims on the catch for Huron.
By Dan Eder for Pioneer. 3rd and 1. Ball on the Pioneer 40-yard line.
Oh, Huron set once again. 3rd down play. Snap over the head of Hassan. He picks it up. And it's going to be brought down at the Huron 40-yard line. Huge loss for Huron.
Penalty on the play.
Looks like Hassan's face mask was grabbed.
It's a face mask penalty on Pioneer.
Mark him down at the 41 of Huron.
So it's going to be 15 yards from the spot of the foul. 5 yards from the spot of the foul. They did not call it a flagrant face mask. Inadvertent face mask is the call.
That'll make it 3rd and 12. Hassan gets a snap, drops back, middle screen to Thomas, breaks one tackle,
Fumble on the play.
and ball on the ground.
Let's see who has the ball.
And it's
gets
Pioneer
the ball.
recovery. And they'll take over at their own 46-yard line.
Of Pioneer.
So the River Rats just shooting themselves in the foot.
After that great field position on the kickoff, they were unable to do anything with it.
High Hilliard makes the recovery. 4:16 remaining in the first half. 1st and 10, Pioneer.
Just over 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And we have a referee's whistle.
Timeout Huron.
And Huron's going to take a timeout.
Fans, Pioneer Football wants to thank TCF Bank, your convenience bank, for sponsoring Pioneer Football. Lon Horweedle Photos. We also thank Becky.
Well, teams are getting their instructions from their coaching staffs.
McNamara Orthodontics, specialists in orthodontics and dental-facial orthopedics. Giordino Sandwich Creations and Pizza.
Oh, both teams back out on the field. Oh, York under center. A handoff up the middle. This one to Marquise Thomas. And we'll see what the referees call. Ball hit the deck, and they're going to call it Pioneer football. Give Thomas a gain of 3 on the play.
Marquise Thomas, the ball carrier for Pioneer. Gain of 2, second and
3:45 to go.
Well, a little trickeration there. Handoff up the middle.
See a flag on the play.
Cole Taylor with the ball carrier for Pioneer. Another flag down.
Flag on the play. Holding on Pioneer.
Call is holding on Pioneer.
The 10-yard penalty.
Now mark off the penalty.
Territory on its own 44-yard line. 2nd and 12. 3:29 remaining in the first half.
Well, 2nd and 12 for Pioneer. York gets a snap. Pitch to Johnson over the left side. Johnson into the secondary, down inside the 40-yard line of Huron.
Drake Johnson carries on the pitch from York.
Brought down at the Huron 38. There's going to be a first down for Pioneer.
Makes the stop.
That run good for 18 yards.
Johnson gets a first down in Huron territory. Ball on the 39-yard line. of the River Rats. 1st and 10.
Another handoff to Johnson up the middle. And he breaks it back to the left-hand side, down the sideline. 20, 10, cuts it back, 5, and down at the 1-yard line.
Drake Johnson.
Now 37 yards on the carry for Drake Johnson. And it'll be 1st and goal for the Pioneers one more time.
Johnson once again refusing to run out of bounds. Trying to get the pay dirt. Here's a replay. Bounces it to the outside. And then cuts it back inside.
And that brought down right at the 1.
Made by Reginald Harris for Huron.
There's a snap. Handoff to Johnson one more time into the end zone. And touchdown, Pioneer.
Touchdown, Pioneer.
And Pioneer really landed on Huron here in the first half. That'll make it 36-7 with the extra point on tap. And look at the Pioneer faithful there. Extra point on tap. Kick is up, on the way, and good.
Kick is good.
No, Pioneer stretches his lead to 30 points.
37. Huron 7.
.2:15 remains after the touchdown. Riverettes setting up a return. Once again, here's Drake Johnson going airborne.
Leaping over the pile and into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned at halftime for a show by the combined Pioneer and Huron marching band.
And there's the kick on its way down the field. Taken at the goal line and out of the end zone for a touchback.
Huron will start.
Huron will take over at its own 20.
20-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2:15 remaining in the first half. Pioneer Football is also pleased to thank First Choice Communications, video production and editing services.
And Huron is set. Gets the snap. Hassan with a long throw down the sideline and way out of bounds.
Pass is incomplete, intended for Parrish Thomas.
Parrish Thomas never had a chance at that one. That one thrown way out of bounds. So, Huron set once again, 2nd and 10 from their own 20. There's a snap. Hassan fakes it. He's going to keep it and get a short gain on the play.
Alex
Give him, I say, a yard loss on the play. Maybe a two loss on the play. It'll be 3rd and 12. And 3rd and long for Huron. Hassan will get the snap. There's the catch by Thomas. And he's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line, short of the first down.
Alex Hassan's pass complete to Parrish Thomas.
Pioneer is going to call timeout.
Huron has it 4th and 4 from their own 26-yard line, 1:17 remaining in the first half. Pioneer football also thanks City's Pizza and Subs. Never buy, it's we'll see you later. Pickup and delivery. And Morgan and York, fine wines and specialty foods, pervading history that you can eat and drink. Your attention, please. Will Terry Foster please report to the press box? Terry Foster to the press box. Thank you.
Oh, 4th down for Huron. And Hassan's going to throw it. And it's off the hands of Parrish Thomas. And Pioneer will take over.
Intended for Parrish Thomas. Broken up by Tommy Picorni.
So Huron has to hold Pioneer for a minute 12 from their own 25-yard line.
Pioneer will take over from at the Huron 26-yard line. There's the snap and the fake to Johnson and the throw. And it is caught. Catch by Cole Taylor at the 6-yard line. First down for Pioneer. And once again, Pioneer 1st and goal.
Now in for Pioneer, number 14, Anthony Radu.
Well, York gets a snap, fakes the pitch, quick hitter up the middle, bouncing it out wide to the right, and into the end zone for another Pioneer touchdown. Zach Davis with the carry for Pioneer. Pioneer pouring it on.
Great execution there by Pioneer, faking the run to Johnson, opening it up for the end around.
Now Eric Christian's leg has got to start getting tired here. Setting up for another extra point. Is up on the way, and it is good. And they'll make it Pioneer 44 and Huron 7.
Kick is good. With 47 seconds remaining in the first half, Pioneer 44, Huron 7.
Now Pioneer back onto the field for another kickoff. Kick is on its way. Squibber down the middle. And they covered up by Huron at their own 27-yard line. They will take over there. About 35 seconds to go in the half.
Huron's going to have the ball, 1st and 10.
The Rats have 43 seconds to work with.
29-yard line. Make that the 28.
They'll mark it at the 28-yard line. Four wide receivers set for Huron. Hassan takes the snap and hands it off up the middle to Thomas. And he's going to be stopped for about a yard gain at the 29-yard line.
The ball carrier, stopped by Marquise Thomas and Aaron Nofke.
So the clock's running down, 12 seconds left. Huron's going to run one more play.
There's the snap, handoff to Thomas up the middle, and he's going to be stopped immediately and dropped for a loss.
Aaron Nofke.
And unfortunately, that play is kind of a microcosm of the first half for Huron. Pioneer with the big 44-7 lead at halftime. We'll be back with second half action right here on City TV Sports.
Jahai Hilliard also in on that stop. That's the end of the
Lady Gaga's Bad Romance. Let's hear it for Ann Arbor Pioneer High School and Huron High School Symphony Marching Bands.
Pioneer and Huron Marching Band.